welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber and this is Amber Next Door. I know I've been gone for a month again. It's just that I can't help it, you guys. Life happens and I don't vlog it, which I need to get in the habit of just vlogging when I have to travel, vlogging when just things are going crazy. I had some venerations in my apartment that I had no control over, so there's just been a lot of stuff going on. I really wanted to shoot in front of my fireplace, but that's gonna be part of like Vlogmas and my holiday vlogs because it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited to share my Christmas decor, my winter skincare regimen. I'm so excited. There's so much that we're gonna be doing in December and this holiday, so yeah, so don't worry, we're gonna get into that as soon as possible. But I just thought today I just touch on the topic just very lightly because I think it's important. We're approaching that time of year when a lot of people are missing their families. A lot of people are having issues with their families. There's just so much that goes on in different households and different cultures. And I just want to share my experience. And not even my whole experience, just now as I'm approaching adulthood and as I am an adult now. It's just like, whoa, I didn't realize that so much had an impact on me and who I am as a young woman today. So I did want to share that. If you haven't read the title, we're jumping right into the video. I'm talking about my experience now growing up in a single parent household, and I think I touched lightly on it when I uploaded my self-love video. I might have touched on it a little bit when I did my anxiety video. I'm not sure, but I definitely touched on it in my self-love video because I do feel like my dad not being as present kind of just made me insecure in some areas in my life now that I'm an adult. It's so weird because I feel like those insecurities I did not have when I was younger. For whatever reason. I think a lot of people had different experiences. Some people remember their parents' divorce very clearly because it happened when they were at a prominent age where they can remember things. For me, as far as I can remember, I don't remember my parents being married. Obviously I was there, but I don't remember those stories. I don't remember the different streets we lived on when I was a baby. I just don't remember certain things. I clearly remember just it being my mom and my brother and I living together. And then I'm very close to my sisters and brothers. I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers, but again, I lived for the most of my childhood with just my mom and my brother, and I had a very good support system, which I am so very blessed to have. But here I am, 26, in my 20s, and now I have so many questions. I have so many thoughts. I'm noticing so many different traits about myself, and yeah, I'm here to address them a little bit and just share with young girls and women who look like me or doesn't look like me that I'm going through the same thing. There's so many thousands of families who have broken homes. You know, you're not alone. Right now I'm at 26. I am in a relationship. I noticed that a lot of times within my own relationships, if we have an argument, I like to bring up the fact what a relationship should be, which is odd because I don't have a clear example of what a healthy relationship is. Actually, I don't have an example of it, period, because again, I didn't grow up in a household with my mom and my dad. I just grew up with one parent. So all I have is a strong woman raising 2 children and doing a very good job at it. So that's all I know is how to be independent, strong, happy, at peace, and just learn how to make things do and work at it. So now that I am an adult, I noticed that I'm like, no, it shouldn't be this way. If I'm arguing with my boyfriend, or you should be more like this. And a lot of times, which he shouldn't, but a lot of times we'll discuss like, well, I know I have my example of what I grew up with, so I know my parents do that, but why do you feel that way? And I honestly feel like because I was not giving an example, I kind of extra romanticize, or my little phrase, Disney-fy relationships. I do. I love love. I love to watch love. I love romantic comedies. I love watching engagements on YouTube. I love watching the couples on YouTube and them trial. I just love it all. So obviously I'm only taking the very, very good parts of relationships and being like, oh, it should be like that, white picket fence, and just I noticed that about myself. So now here I am in a real adult relationship, like one of the first, it's like my first relationship, real deal. I noticed that I actually don't know too much. All I know is about myself and my traits that I can bring to the table. I noticed that, no, I actually, now that I think about it, no, I don't know. I can't let TV teach me how to be in a relationship. My grandparents, three of them now have passed away, but I did see them in relationships. But again, not in my immediate home. I only had one parent, and honestly, for most of my my childhood, just my mom was present. So that's all I had to go off, but now I realize that, oh, I don't know too much about it, and I'm just now starting to become comfortable being myself in a relationship and learning. I also find myself questioning my mom. Like, I am 26 now. I do realize that I'm pretty sure this is the time she met my dad and they started courting each other, and that's when she got married and had my brother and then me later on. I have questions now. Now it's like, oh man, so you were 26 or 20, however old you were, and you met this man. What made you so sure that, oh yeah, if he pops a question, I'm gonna say yeah, and I'm gonna trust him? I have so many, I don't want to say too many trust issues, but I do have a lot of insecurities when it comes to men and just people. And now, honestly, my generation, millennials, I just have an issue with us being honest with each other. And it's like, as I mentioned, I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm the youngest. And I mentioned that my mom just had me and my brother. So obviously I have siblings who are older than me. So my mom got in a relationship with someone with children. So how did you do that? Like, what made you so sure that, okay, with me, it's going to be different? If I have kids, it'll be different. This will be a happy, healthy marriage. I have so many questions with my dad, and because sometimes I'm just like, okay, Dad, because in my generation, in today's generation, you would have been considered, I don't curse, an F-boy. You would have been considered like, oh, like you pimping, like you, I don't even know whatever, an F-boy for sure. But it's like, why? And how do I get through that? Do I just have to how do I filter through the BS? Because I know you love me. My mom and dad, of course, love me. But it's like, what about men who aren't you, Dad? Like, how? And then how can I take advice from you if you didn't do it? I have all these thoughts and questions. And I realize now that a lot of the questions that people can't answer for me, or a lot of the questions that are just always burning and that will keep me up late at night, I just had to give it to God. And I know a lot of you may not be Christians, but I am Christian, and I do realize that this time in my life is so crucial to strengthen my relationship with God, because these thoughts sometimes they do keep me up late at night. Sometimes they do alter my emotions that day. Sometimes they make me cry. They make me get more aggressive and more defensive of myself when it comes to certain arguments where I should be more calm, collected, and be able to express my feelings. But a lot of times I'm just so confused and I don't really know where the anger is coming from. And it's really because of how I was brought up. I was brought up, yes, in a happy home, but no, I did not have 2 parents. And that honestly has a big effect on people. A lot of people don't realize that, or maybe they do realize that when you have children, these are people. And in a broken home, it is harder to keep the family together. When I mean family, not just immediate family, I mean both sides of the families, cousins, aunts, uncles. For me now, even to this day, I'm 26, which means I'm free to visit whoever I want to visit. I'm free to make connections, broken connections, and reheal them. Any person in my family that I feel like I'm distant from, I have the ability to just buy a plane ticket, drive, whatever, to go visit those families. But I'm just I realize that I'm much more attached to my mom's side. And I hate that. I hate that I feel like sometimes I'm shy around some of my dad's family members. I feel like I don't know, like I don't know that much, or sometimes I just don't want to be, when it comes to certain holidays or things like that, I want to be just with the people I'm most comfortable with. And I hate that. And I wish that it was different. And maybe over time I'll get over that. And when I have my own children someday, everyone will just be a nice big happy family, and my kids will know all their family. But for me, it's so hard, and I don't know if people have that issue. I know people like to make funny memes on social media. It's like, oh, your dad's side versus your mom's side. But for me, it's just like, no shade, no harm, no foul. But I just really am just more comfortable around one side of my family. And again, that's because of my situation of growing up in a single parent home. My mom, for sure, never kept me from anybody. Again, I know both sides very well. It's just that I find myself just being more comfortable around certain people. And I also realized that because of my situation with my dad, for the most part, he was not present. So now when I have a conversation with my dad, sometimes it's so rare. Sometimes I just feel like, I really honestly could have went another 2 weeks without talking to you, or another 2 months without talking to you, because I'm so used to, guys, I really hope this is not coming off like me bashing somebody. I'm just showing you guys like what I'm going through now. It's like, I was used to my dad just showing up a few times. He did move away to another state. And when he would come into town, So most of the time it would be a surprise. When I would get a phone call, most of the time it would be a special occasion or random, very, very random. And those times it was just because I'm young and I'm the youngest. I don't know too much about anything. No one has ever painted a bad picture for me. All I know is, oh, that's dad, I want to talk to him. And then I realized that as I gotten older, it's like, oh, hey dad. Like, it's not just, hey daddy, it's like, hey dad, or oh, my dad's calling. And I hate the fact that I feel that way. I am gonna keep praying on that, because it is so hard, you guys. Like, it's so awkward sometimes for me just talking to my dad. And I don't want that. I want to be able to grow old and be able to call my dad or my mom whenever and just have literally the same dynamic, the same feelings. But right now, honestly, it's like, man, it's really hard to talk to you right now, because now that I'm older, everything makes sense. I didn't know too much about the divorce, but now that I'm older and I can put pieces together and two and two together, it's like, this is really hard talking to you, especially with not only what I'm just going through on my own, but it's just like talking to you is just so hard and awkward. And I don't know who else has that issue, but for me, it's so awkward. And a lot of times I don't know if it's shy or scared or apprehensive, because I know that I need to create that bond again. I know that he needs to visit me, I need to visit him, but yeah, it's just extremely awkward and hard. But I don't know, I just feel like for me it's like the reverse, because I know some people already had that, like they already felt that way being younger, but now I feel like everything's just starting to come full circle and starting to feel that way. And I don't want it to be that way. I don't want to hate anybody. I don't want it to be awkward for anybody. I want to be able to, I don't know, just have a feeling of my own one day and still be able to incorporate my values and my thoughts in my parenthood, like in parenting, because I know how important it is. So it is very important to me. I don't know, I just feel like I'm kind of rambling to you guys. I feel like I am rambling, but I just have all these thoughts now, all these questions, and I know this is so common for a lot of young girls. But yeah, like, I'm scared. I'm scared to be in the relationship I am now. I'm scared to actually become married, and I'm scared of what's gonna happen. Like, I'm really, and I know I shouldn't be that way. I know I need to just give it to God. I need to pray. I need to just focus on good and just doing the good I can do, and that's all I can do. But yeah, like, I don't want it to be awkward. Like, now all I think about is, oh my God, who's gonna walk me down the aisle? Because again, I'm not that close. I'm not the closest with my father, but I know tradition says, oh, your dad's supposed to walk you down the aisle. But it's like, I kind of want the people who were there, like, who raised me to walk in the aisle, but I also want you there. I think about things like that. I think about when I do have a child, like, no, if you're the grandpa, you need to be the grandpa. And I don't want any awkward issues, but I know life's not perfect. I can't control that. This has been a very, like, chatty, just me getting out some things, huh? But I don't know, I just have all these thoughts. I wanted to get it out. I wanted to get it out to you guys so you guys can know that I'm a human, and this is what I go through on a daily. Like, especially this time of year, I just start thinking about my family values and my core values. I have a death in my family, and I think about how, man, like, before this death happened, what were we doing? We were all just living our own separate lives, and now it's like, oh, we gotta. I just have so many thoughts and questions, and sometimes I feel bad because I do feel like I am distant. I distance myself sometimes, just because I feel like now is my time to discover who I am and to figure out how I want to be Amber as an adult, whether it's in a relationship, if I become married, who that is as a wife, if I have children, who that is as a mom. Like, but right now I do need to focus also on being a sister, being a daughter, being a granddaughter, being a cousin, being a niece. I do need to focus on that. But yeah, I'm just going through a lot, and I'm just letting you guys know that sometimes it does stop me from creating content for you guys, and it's just overload sometimes. But I am happy to get it out. If you have any thoughts or your personal experiences and you grew up in a single parent home, comment down below. You can make it anonymous. If you are a parent and you are a co-parent, as in you're raising a child on your own, and or you're not on your own, but you're a parent and you guys are together, I would like to know, like, just what's going on in your mind during that, especially if you're young. It's just so many things. I have so many thoughts. This video has gone on too long. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for my holiday vlogmas videos, my holiday videos, period. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Before we even go, don't forget that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. This has been crazy, but thank you guys so much for watching.